This isn't a video to teach you about Fujifilm specs and settings, but it's a video to explain to you how these cameras help me recognize, compose, and create work that I wouldn't have otherwise. You can call me shallow or weird or whatever, but up to this point, I associate my success 100% to my choice in gear. Now, why were other cameras not doing the same for me? It's simple. My cameras weren't teaching me, they weren't stretching me. They were merely just enabling me to take a photo, and that's it. FYI, Fujifilm is not sponsoring this video. I am not dedicated to the brand by any means. If a better series of cameras comes along, you better believe that I'm gonna take that leap to that brand. But right now, and possibly forever, I'm Fujifilm. My current setup is the Fujifilm X-T3 and the Fujifilm X Pro 2. Yes, I recognize that it's 2023 and I'm shooting cameras that are 6 and 7 years old, but that's actually my reason for making this video. How can a camera force you to be great? Limitations, limitations, limitations. Obviously, Fujifilm has all the dials that everybody else has, but unlike the other brands, they also have more analog dials as well. That's where my favorite limitation comes into play. It's in the dials on top of the camera. And no, they're not just for aesthetic reasons. This is where the magic happens. For years, I forced myself to only use the dials on top of the camera. And I'm talking for anything. Commercial work, wedding photography, street photography, still life, or even just photographing my family. Working within that limitation forced two things on me. The first was proper exposure. I needed to think about my exposure rather than relying on the meter to tell me how to expose. It forced me to be able to meter situations with my own two eyes. The second thing it taught me was commitment. I needed to commit. Things happen and then they're gone. If you're shaky on your feet, the moment will pass and it'll never come back. But I learned that merely committing to an aperture, a shutter speed, and an ISO setting, that it would calm a layer of chaos in front of me. I could see better. After just 5 years of shooting Fujifilm, I won't be going anywhere anytime soon. A lot of people compare these cameras to film cameras. They get critiqued for that reason too, but I think that fact is actually what makes them so great. Not because they look like film cameras, honestly, I couldn't care less about that, but because they force you to work in ways that older film cameras do and did. And that's all while not having to sacrifice the insane power of modern day technology. For beginner photographers, experienced photographers, any type of photographer, I'm always recommending just one brand, and that's Fujifilm, through and through. Oh, not to mention that these cameras are insanely affordable. Going with Fujifilm saved me $4,000 on my setup. I've got another video coming soon explaining just how that is. That money that I saved by doing that is money that I can use elsewhere on productions, doing things out of my own pocket, things that I'm interested in. That's got huge value. Check out the links below to see the equipment that I use, but also the equipment that I would recommend nowadays.